Hello, fifth graders. This is part of your Quarter 4 Time and Space Discovery Center visit, done remotely through eLearning. This week, we're going to be learning about the Geosphere, Biosphere, Hydrosphere, and Atmosphere. First, let's take a look at the root words of each of these terms. Geo, bio, hydro, and atmo. Since many scientific terms we used are based on Greek and Latin, we will look at these ancient languages for clues to their meaning. Geo, it turns out, means earth in Greek. So the geosphere is the earth sphere. On our planet, more specifically, we refer to the geosphere, we are referring to the earth's crust and everything below it. This would include dirt, rocks, mineral deposits, along with caves and other landforms such as mountains or canyons. Can you name some parts of the geosphere that you might see in your neighborhood? Soil, yes. Rocks, absolutely. Trees, not quite. Trees are part of the biosphere. Who can tell me what bio means, like in biology or biomechanics? Bio means life. So the biosphere is every living thing here on planet Earth. You, me, the squirrels and the trees, the birds that sing. Even your little brother or sister is part of the biosphere. Everything that lives on planet Earth and interacts with each other is part of the biosphere. What else is part of the biosphere? The big oak tree out back? Absolutely. The fish in the streams? Yes, part of the biosphere. In fact, the fish are part of the biosphere, but live in the hydrosphere, which is where we're going next. Who knows what hydro means? Hydroponics, hydration, hydroflask. Hydro means water. The hydrosphere is all of the water on, in, and above Earth's surface. So while a fish lives in the hydrosphere, it is not part of the hydrosphere per se, because a fish is not made of just water. A fish, like you or me, is a carbon-based life form and interacts within the biosphere. The hydrosphere exclusively deals with water and its relationship to our planet. So, are we looking at just water here, the lakes and rivers? No, we go beyond that. The hydrosphere includes all lakes, rivers, and oceans, along with the underground water, like what we pump out of the ground and drink. And when that water evaporates, it is still part of the hydrosphere when it becomes a cloud in the sky, because that cloud will eventually become a rain cloud, and that water is deposited right back here on Earth. Finally, speaking of clouds, we have the atmosphere. Remember how I mentioned that fish live in the hydrosphere but are part of the biosphere? Well, similar to that, most animals here on Earth are part of the biosphere but live in the atmosphere and need the atmosphere to survive. Breathe in, breathe out. What are you breathing? Air, gas, atmosphere. We need the atmosphere to survive. Just like a fish needs the hydrosphere, we need the atmosphere. And we all live on top of the geosphere. Now, the atmosphere has several layers above our planet. We live in the closest layer to Earth, called the troposphere. In fact, the troposphere is the only part of the atmosphere that living things can survive in to any degree of success. The troposphere reaches up to about 20 kilometers above Earth's surface, which is higher than most planes fly. Most clouds are in this layer as well. Now, above the troposphere is the stratosphere. This is where some of the highest clouds linger and where the atmosphere really starts to thin out. Above the stratosphere is the mesosphere. This is an area that reaches from 50 to about 85 kilometers above the surface of the Earth. Now, if you've ever seen a shooting star or a meteor, where you are seeing these bits of space dust and debris burn up in the atmosphere, this is in the mesosphere. This is where the atmosphere really starts to take hold before it gets thick enough for us to breathe down in the, what is it again? Troposphere. Now, above the mesosphere is the thermosphere. This is where space begins. The International Space Station sits about 350 kilometers above the Earth in the thermosphere. While there is still some gaseous matter up there, it is very thin, and no living thing can survive here without life support systems such as a spaceship or a space shuttle or a space station. That layer of the atmosphere reaches to about 650 kilometers above the Earth's surface. Beyond that, we get to the exosphere. The exosphere is the very thinnest layer of atmosphere. There's very little gas and dust in it, but it reaches up to about 10,000 kilometers. The only people who have ever been beyond this layer of the atmosphere are astronauts who have entered lunar orbit and have either landed on or at least orbited the moon. Now we've learned about the geosphere, the hydrosphere, the biosphere, and the atmosphere. If you have any questions about these spheres or any other science-related questions, please email me at dgoldblatt@psoebrookside.org. I'm Mr. Goldblatt, and I've had a fantastic time teaching you about all these spheres, and we will be continuing lessons like this as the semester continues. Make it a great day, Paramount.